to the Science Digest Show. Science Digest Show, yeah, I'm Fico, proudly brought to you by SMC Consult. SMC Consult, so much more. SMC Consult, so much for Christ. SMC Consult, to the end of the world. We are proudly supported by Brainwork Educational Consult, Aspire Drinking Water at Adenta Praha, and also Advocate Healthcare and Professional Bread Makers. Lastly, we are assisted by Meditative Therapy at Tema Community 11. Count on Brainwork for all your educational needs, and count on EPP Book Services for all your book resources. They have an eatery and a playground for kids, and also the main bookshop is there where different kinds of books ranging from engineering to science to technology to aerospace to ICT to banking, business management, human resource management, just name it and count on EPP. They also have a website where you can get books at kasua.store, that is KASUWAH.store. You can count on Advocate Healthcare for all your medical and dental needs. They serve all hospitals in Ghana and even in Nigeria. So count on Advocate Healthcare at Lakeside Estate. Today on the show, we have an interesting guest. He's my former teacher, and I'm grateful for all my ICT knowledge I have to him. Thank you, sir, and welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
So this person we are having here is a mighty man in ICT and in the field of information technology. He's in the person of no other than Mr. William Ansah. Sir, once again, you're welcome.
Thank you.
All right. So who is Mr. William Ansah?
William Ansah is a fully bred study boy who was born in secondary actually and had his basic education from the nursery up to JHS level. That's in services JHS.
Services?
Yeah,
okay.
that is a military
okay.
school, one of these barrack schools that we have in Ghana. Then from there he further to the Fanstream School.
Hey, the school, Butcher Boys.
I went to Fanstream School, completed in 1996.
Okay, so Mobile 96.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
Give some shout outs to your people.
Oh, shout outs to, Koda, shout out to Ras Ahmed, Al Pacino, we have Yamusa,
wow.
Dr. Saki, and on and on, a whole lot of them.
Is it Koda you said about that?
Exactly.
Wow.
Koda has been a friend from the nursery level up to the primary level.
Mm.
I didn't get to know him only when I was in secondary school, but I started schooling, that's from services.
Okay.
With him, we've been eating together, playing soccer together. Doing a whole lot of, I really had an inspiration from when he started learning his guitar, and then that was from that early stage.
Wow.
That's when he started doing those stuff. Those days that when we close from school, we go to the mother's workplace, go and play you listen to him play the guitar there before we leave for our house.
Wow.
It's been an amazing moment with him. I'm not surprised where this has taken him, the sort of level that it has taken him so far.
Wow.
He's been a good
Wow.
guy from there. Then, from Fanstream, I went to Tekwada Poly to offer a course in electrical and electronic engineering. That's actually before later I decided to veer from the electrical field to the IT field. So I came to Accra to offer 1 year diploma course in IT.
Okay.
Then I had the opportunity to join one of these virtual universities in Africa. That's the African Virtual University.
Okay.
Which was a project that was being done in collaboration with the African Development Bank and then the World Bank.
Okay.
And I was privileged to be one of the students who benefited from one of these projects. And there were 3 centers that were opened in Ghana that time. And then one at University of Peoples, one is in University of Ghana, and then the other one at University of Science and Technology. But I subscribed to the University of Peoples one. We went through with the projects, and then we came out with our certificates, which the mother school is in Australia. That's the Royal Melbourne Institute of Technology.
Okay.
Yeah, and seriously, the experience was quite tremendous. That's where I got to really appreciate what ICT is all about, and how far this thing can really take us. So this has been the roller coaster that I've been on.
Interesting. Wow. So to you, ICT is very significant.
Wonderfully, it's quite significant to me.
Wow.
It's quite
Why do you
significant.
say so?
The evidence is so clear. The reason why I'm saying the evidence is so clear is that you realize that ICT is ruling the world now. And the extent to which every facet of our life is kind of linked to it. It tells you how far, ICT has come in the world right now. And how in every aspect of life it's being used to change our situation. Right? I'm talking about the way of living nowadays. ICT is now ruling things in the world now. So it was really good linking up to it. And then we have, even though we started way back on, we have not stopped learning.
Interesting.
Right? Because day in and day out, new things keep coming out, and you have to really embrace yourself with it.
Wow. So Mr. Ansar in ICT in Presec, tell us the story.
This has been a love story because I will say we've been the genesis of ICT in Presec actually. And when I came to Presec in 2007, I came as a national service personnel.
I was informed one day.
Yeah.
Under your feet.
Yeah, we came to support with the drive, because that was the time that the ICT was actually being introduced in the senior high schools. And by then, the government, I think it was more or less going through the testing period, let me put it that way. So it has not even been recognized as one of the major subject areas to be, but at least with the enthusiasm and the zeal that I saw from the students, how the students were ready to learn, how they were able to, make that whole subject lively. With my little experience that I also had in the school, at least we realized that the interest and the drive was there. So we took it from there, and then gradually we started building it up. And at least the lab here can serve as an evidence for us to see how we've gone through a certain
This used to be a science canteen, and then we used to have the computers up there where it loads. It takes forever to load.
Windows is where you are using Pentium 2.
Pentium 2.
Pentium 2.
I think you are the boy.
But we've gone through a tremendous transformation from that period up to now. Within that, from 2008, thereabout coming to 2017, 18, at least there has been a period of transformation. The gradual changeover from the usual, it's got power, we say, and then the new technology that, right now most of our PCs are using the end computing concepts, and it's quite an amazing transformation that we've gone through.
Yeah, to your credit, we won the first ICT quiz at the time. Yeah.
That was in 2008. Yeah, and it's really, it was really a motivating experience for me.
Yeah, for us too.
Yeah, because that was the first of its kind.
Yeah.
And then we participated in it, and then we won it nationally at that's KNU University.
Against Opokuwari.
Exactly, against Opokuwari, and then some other schools that came.
Yeah,
and the competition itself was quite
it was.
And how we won it was, that made it even interesting.
Exactly. Even the selection process.
Exactly. Exactly. So it's all been an experience. It's been, as I said, that's why I say it's been a love affair between myself and Presec, how the sort of transformation that we've gone through.
Interesting.
It's really good.
Interesting. So, are you still the head of department now?
I'm not the head of department at the moment, because we have to use what we call a rotational system.
Okay.
So after I served my 2 terms in the office, I have to step down for someone to take over. But aside that, I have my teaching period, I have other responsibilities that I have.
Yeah, I see the WASI, you played a very big role.
Yeah, I'm a supervisor in the WASI team. Again, I also serve as the ICT coordinator for the school. So most of the times when it comes to workshops and other programs that we have to attend, I stand in the name of the school.
Interesting.
And at least I am privileged to be one of the facilitators that help with the implementation of this local track system.
Oh, at a national level?
At the national level. We trained the whole country.
Wow.
for the project to be implemented.
Wow. Wow. Kudos to you.
Thanks
Congratulations.
So much. Thanks so much.
And I know when it comes to science and math quiz, for President Boys to be able to watch on the campus, I see you doing the projections and all that. So,
we also have to help in that.
yeah. It's unfortunate we didn't win last year, but this year they are coming.
we are working hard towards
Yeah,
that.
sure, yeah,
Working towards that. And we pray that this time around things will go well.
We pray so.
We'll take our cap back.
Yeah, we have to take it.
Yeah.
We have to return to winning ways.
Yeah.
Okay, so today, what do you have for us?
We're talking about computer network because that's the concept or the inception of how things have turned out to be in the whole world right now. When we look at network, the word network itself tells us something that in the world that we live in right now, nobody is an island of its own. You need to establish a relationship. And that relationship, one way or the other, will lead to opening avenues. So when we put it in that perspective, that is what has made networking quite significant in our part of the world right now, or in the world in general. This computer network actually started as a simple project which was being carried out by this ARPANET. That was late 60s. After the Second World War, some of the countries thought of it carefully that they should try to form allies with some of the countries and then find a better way of communicating to be able to map out strategies to win their war. So that was when the idea about networking came to be. But later on, they tend to realize that after World War, that should not be the main focus. So let's do a little bit of research. So the project was cut out broad, and the universities came in to research more into it and realized that, wow, this is really something that can be really of tremendous help. So from that onset, they tend to commercialize the whole process. So companies, organizations, and all those things came into board, and then boom, the whole thing actually came to it. That's where internet actually arose out of it.
Oh, okay.
And now we see the whole kind of amazing stuff that the world is
It has been saved us during this COVID time.
Wonderful, wonderful. Had it not been that, it would have been a very, very serious situation for all of us, because we all keep on saying that the world is a global village. Whatever affects one person in one place, that affects another person. If we had not known, if technology hasn't been in existence, I mean, you can imagine the time or the sort of transformation that will take place, like the period of time that it will take for one to be able to handle this situation. And the sort of repercussion that it would have brought in would have been quite far dangerous than what we are facing now. But with the help of technology, things are moving faster. At least when you hear of something today, the next few moments you should be able to get information about it and know how best you can prepare yourself to, tackle the issue. So at least it's come in hand to help us in a tremendous way.
In fact, those times if you write letters to your friends in other schools,
I am a living testimony.
Share your testimony.
And seriously, I used to sit back and just imagine how far we've come. Those days when I was in secondary school, if I had to communicate with a relation outside, I had to go and buy what we call a letter card. Write the letter and go and post it at the post office. Imagine this letter will take a month. The earliest time to take will be about 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Before the person receiving. And imagine the person receiving the letter and then responding. Going to take another 2 weeks. So roughly you are looking at about 1 month for you to communicate and receive a response. But with the transformation of, computer networks and all this, communication has become so easier. With a matter of seconds, you take, the phone, you dial the number, and then when the link is established, you are gone. You are able to, communicate with the person within the shortest possible time. And then that's why, if you cast your mind back, those days people have to be, if business transactions, people have to be traveling, taking flights. You can imagine the cost aspects and all those things.
And the risk involved.
Exactly.
One more passengers that can happen.
Exactly. And all these things have, been cash out. It saves costs. As I said, I'm also a living testimony to myself with the university education that I went through.
Okay.
I wouldn't have had that benefit if that, online education wasn't available. At least for computer network being in place, I was able to enjoy with the help of something we call VESA. It's a satellite concept that was used, where we have to link it to the mother university, and most of our lectures we have to have with them. The examinations that we went through and all those things were through the help of this network setup.
Amazing.
So it's really been a good concept.
Amazing. So are there types of network, or anybody can use any network?
Yeah, we do have different types of networks in place.
Okay.
But all in all, we have one body, the general network. That's the biggest of networks, which we now term as the internet in the
Okay.
wide world. But we have the smaller networks, which goes up to get to that level.
Okay.
And the smallest of them we call the personal area network.
Okay.
This personal area network is the sort of network that cover within your small confinement, like your living room.
Okay.
Imagine you having a printer, having your mobile phone,
Okay.
having your laptop set up in maybe your bedroom, and then now the smart TVs that we have around
Yeah.
are internet enabled, most of them. So all these things can be set up within a certain network confinement configuration.
Okay.
You can establish so that when you need something, within a matter of seconds, you just key in or just type it in. If I have to print something, I can use my phone to print out from my printer, or maybe if I want something from my television, some information that I need, I can just print straight away. And that is within that conformity. And that's why we term it as what? Personal area network. This normally works within a range of about 35 meters proximity.
Okay.
When it goes within that range, it doesn't work.
Oh.
And mostly it's reliant on wireless connectivity.
Okay.
Then from there we have what we call the local area network. The local area network also deals with a close proximity, mostly about 100 meters away from each other. And that one normally purely depends on cabling.
Oh, okay.
Cabling, that is having physical cabling constructed in. But with time, they realized that the cabling was creating problems, so they have to bring in, a support or a backup, because by then wireless system has actually come into being. So they have to attach the wireless aspect to the local area network, where then we have what we call the wireless local area network.
Okay.
With that, there's no need for any cabling to actually take place.
Yeah.
You need only the communication equipment or tools to help you establish the network, and then you tap it into the wireless connectivity.
Okay.
That has been one of the fastest growing network setups in the world. And just this smaller setups which grows into a bigger one, which we call the metropolitan area network. And metropolitan area network types are normally the ones that spans around cities and communities, bigger confinement.
Okay.
Let's take for instance like our university campuses.
Okay.
You know how big the campuses are, and for a particular network to thrive well, it needs to be the type of what the network, that's the metropolitan type of network.
Okay.
So those are them. Then we also have what we call the wide area network, which then becomes the bigger network of all. This type of network transform from city to city, from country to country, and so on and so on. And then it then broadened to become what we have today, the biggest network of all time, that's the internet.
Interesting.
Yeah. So this, basically, there are other different types of network that we have, but at least when we are looking at the broader types of network, these are the key major networks that we have. Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, so which one of this lab pass for?
This lab will pass for the local area network.
Okay.
Yeah, because of the close proximity and the close confinement.
Okay.
Because this is purely a school laboratory, the computer laboratory that we have. So you don't need to go for a bigger network. That would be waste of resources. Seriously.
Okay.
So you need to go in for the smaller type, which you know will serve the purpose that you are actually using it for. So, yeah.
What are the challenges with achieving a good network?
Now, for computer network, the challenges that come with it is one, in terms of break in connectivity. Like normally when signals are bad, that becomes, a challenge. If you can take a simple cue from the fact that when the weather is not in good state, especially those cable networks that we have now, we do experience challenges. You see the breaking signals, all because of the interference in the weather situation. So that has been one of the major challenges when it comes to the networking aspect. Then also, at times configuration is also, if you don't get a proper configuration set up, that also then becomes a problem, because you set up a network and some part of the network will be working perfectly, others will be misbehaving, doing, other stuff. So sometimes the configuration is maintenance is also one key one, because when you set up a network, one of the key things that the network can last for long is maintenance. If you don't maintain the network very well, then trust me, within the shortest possible time, your network will go down. So you need maintenance is one key thing that you need to actually put in place.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And maintenance comes with kudi.
Exactly. If you want to, maybe the money aspect is also very important. You need to get the required tools. From time to time, you have to be changing some of the components within the system to be able to stand the test of time. So all that time comes with the financial repercussions too.
Okay. So interesting. So, what would you say will be the future of networking? What do you think will be the next thing that can hit apart from the internet? Or the internet is the mother body forever?
No, the internet has now become the base, which we can't do away with. But you realize that looking ahead in the future, a whole lot of things are really gonna. Now, from time we heard of the Internet of Things, some of the key things that we can do about the Internet of Things is, for instance, whereby like there have been some application, and let's not forget, this same networking concept made me send my student to this project, MTN Apps Challenge.
Okay.
And for the 2 consecutive times that we won.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about it. I think I heard about it. Congratulations.
Thanks so much. Wow. Thanks so much.
Wow.
And the kind of project that they came, one of them was the Internet of Things. One of my students developed an app that was supposed to use the emergency services that we have in the country. I think the 3 or 4 emergency services that we have.
Ambulance, fire service,
the police, and then I've forgotten the 4th one. Okay. To be able to link up to with Google Map. Okay. For easy location, so that when there's an emergency, we have a database of all contacts of clients in there. So when you dial, when an emergency issue crops up and you dial the service number, you don't even need to speak. Or for instance, let's say somebody, maybe an armed robbery case, it's okay, and you are hiding in a corner and you don't want somebody, you can just dial the number without even talking. Immediately the service is connected, they will be able to track your location using the Google Map, and then quickly go to your aid when you send them an SOS. So that was the whole concept behind it.
I think this should be developed, don't you think so?
Seriously, when we went for the competition, they saw the sensitivity and said, wow, this is something that really need to be worked on. We need to really see amazing purpose.
We don't care about copyright here for now, but we want the thing to be done. So please,
seriously.
Come to Presec, see Mr. Williams. Kindly give them your number. Give them your number.
That is 0242 041 499.
Again?
0242 041 499.
Wow. So please hit him up and then get the service for Ghana, because we need to be safe. In fact, just thinking about this in this COVID era, it would have saved a whole lot.
Wonderful.
This COVID trackers thing, we could have done it with this and make things easy.
I know MTN promised that they will take, but in our system it takes a lot of time. And so we are really looking out to that. Unfortunately, last year the competition wasn't held. So
and this year to COVID.
Because of COVID issue, so that one too also went on hold. So we are just hoping that something better will come out of it, and then we'll be able to continue from there.
Are there any other caps you want aside my year group?
Yeah, we also from the robotics club, and from year to year basis we've been going for competition. And almost every time that we go, we do. If we don't win, we actually qualify as one of the top three. Where we are supposed to participate in the World Olympiad and World International Robotic Competition. Actually, our students are represented twice in the international competition, but just that over there, the competition is tough. So the placements wasn't too good. I think one of our competitions that we went, we placed around 15th.
Okay.
So even that was even quite an achievement.
Yeah,
looking at the whole
number.
yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
So then there have been, and then there have been quite a number of competitions that we've participated in, but I mean we can't have it off it.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I know you are doing a splendid job with the school. In fact, to make science with ICT stay, I nearly ran away. You know that from biology to do science with ICT.
This time now we have something called STEM.
Okay.
Yeah, the science, technology, engineering, mathematics. Yeah.
Okay.
Now ICT is embedded into it, and
so STEM.
Yeah. Okay. So we do have some projects that we do organize. So most of the times we liaise with the science people.
Oh,
come up.
This should have happened in my time now.
Seriously, it's really amazing. It's really amazing. I think when we had our 80th anniversary,
okay.
we set up an exhibition, and parents really loved what they saw.
We'd love to come and have a look at this.
We need to take it out from there.
Yeah.
I was being ably assisted by one Mr. Daniel Miracle,
okay.
the physics department.
Oh, shout out to him, Mr. Daniel Miracle.
Yeah, who has also been doing very tremendous work.
Yeah. Wow, that's nice. The lab looks good and all that too, yeah. So, we are now in COVID time. Yeah. ICT, COVID. What do you think?
ICT in this pandemic time has really been of tremendous help. Like, life would have been quite unbearable. I have to be sincere. Life would have been so unbearable. Now, looking at the situation, the flow of, or the dissemination of information with the help of ICT, how we are supposed to go on our day-to-day activity. Just imagine the president coming out with the message about the breaking economy.
Okay.
Or in the name of you staying in the house indoors, and then not going to work. Had it not been the help of ICT, you could have imagined how things would have been.
Exactly.
Because the country couldn't have coped if this thing had gone on for a long time. But with the help of ICT, people could stay in their house, still work, because of the access towards network. So you realize that it has come in handy, especially with this troubling moment. The ICT has come in quite a tremendous way to help. Students who are staying in the house are being assisted through the networking system for them to be able to continue with their education. Even though it comes with cost, but come on. How else would we have been able to survive this without the network being in place? It would have been a very serious implication on us. But so with the network being in place, it's been a good thing. We've been able to use it to at least educate people about the how this virus operates, and then how well we can use we can go about our day-to-day, the preventative measures that we need to put in place. All these things have been the help of the ICT to be in place to help broadcast this for the whole world to get to know. So it's been of tremendous help to us.
Yeah, and also to chip in something. Wow. To chip in something here, even you can find nursery kids and then I think maybe class 1, class 2, sitting behind the computer doing Zoom orals and all that.
Wonderful.
Which is a good start, because I started using computers in class 4 and I did amazing with it. So I'm wondering someone started from class 1 or nursery 2. It's amazing.
And when they build the interest and that sort of enthusiasm, then it's really good.
Yeah.
You feel really proud watching them do those things.
Okay.
And ICT in itself is really fun.
Very fun.
When you embrace the interest in it and you try to explore more, you tend to get a lot of things out of it. And that is the sort of world we are moving into now with the inception of AI, that's artificial intelligence, with the cooperation of nanotechnology. A whole lot of things are coming up. Can you imagine now the surface of this table can be used as a touchscreen?
Wow.
Without any complex design, just a nano device which can be set in place, and then I can just use the table as a touchscreen.
Wow.
Now you don't need to go and buy a any huge project anymore. There are some simple, just a mobile phone device like nature.
Wow.
You just buy it, you project to the wall,
And it gives it.
gives you that sort of brightness. So a whole lot of inventions and things are going on in the world, and all with the help of ICT.
Don't be left out.
It's quite a.
Don't be left out. Let's go with the technology.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, people call us on BBC, born before computer, so they are struggling during this COVID time. Now, everybody's trying to tag along as we go.
Sure.
Because post-COVID, Ghana is going to shoot up
That's true.
amazingly, yeah.
If you don't get on board, seriously, you are going to be at a loss.
Yeah.
Because the world we are moving in now, you can't stay behind. You can't stay there. You need to tag along.
Yeah.
That's where we are headed towards.
Yeah.
Without the ICT knowledge and then without you being abreast with what technology comes along with, you always find it difficult because it has become part of our daily activity, routine that we go through in life. So everybody needs to, come on board and know how the tools are used for their day-to-day working.
Interesting. So now you have science with ICT and what else?
Then we do also have the general arts
With
stream
ICT.
and then visual arts too. That's
I see.
because you realize that actually every course, GES has structured the syllabus now in such a way that every course content goes with ICT.
Okay.
But it's up to the school to decide
Okay.
as to, because in pre-second, it even took us long before we even added to the visual arts one, but we should have done it
Long time ago, because
when you go,
Photoshop and digital stuff.
exactly, when you go to Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, they do
Industrial arts.
architectural, engineering there. They do industrial arts there. They do graphic designing also there. And all these things has to get the ICT backing. So you realize that students, one way or the other, were struggling a bit because even though they were very good on the field, but without the ICT backing, when they get there, they have a little bit of challenge. Those who go out for extra training are the ones who take advantage in getting there. So now that we've brought it on board now, it's going a long way to help the students.
Yeah. That's an awesome one.
Yeah.
So as you just mentioned some courses, what are the prospects after doing maybe let's say business with ICT, science with ICT, arts with ICT, or visual arts, or home econs with ICT?
There are so many avenues that you can branch into. As I said, ICT now inculcates every aspect of our life nowadays. So any course area that you find yourself in, it is about your innovativeness, your ingenuity. Even if, like for instance, you said home econs, if somebody is very good in creation, has good hands in doing molding things and all those things, the person can just go about with the help of ICT to easily design these things and then broadcast them into using the network space we have. Broadcast it and then people will just gone with the days where when network wasn't in place, you will only be found in your confined area. But nowadays, with the network being possible, somebody in the village somewhere could be seen.
Yeah.
With this artistry handwork and all those things, and it's quite amazing how. So you realize that the blending of the IT with other courses are really coming to really help a lot, and people can tap into it and then make living out of it.
Interesting. I think some of what I'll say to that effect will be the fact that all these courses have been made to survive in this century due to ICT. So if you don't have the touch of ICT,
then you are really putting yourself in a difficult situation. Seriously.
Interesting. Nice one there. So you had it for yourself. So some of the courses that you can do in the university with the ICT include?
Now we have computer engineering, we have information technologies out there, we have computer science, we also have informatics.
Okay.
Informatics there. And it's just that in our part of the world, we don't do specifics.
Okay.
But when you go out there, this time around, the courses are really looking at. Some people can even go to the university to learn data security alone.
Interesting.
It's a pure course.
They have a master of it.
And master of data security, how to protect data. Because this time around, we deal with data a lot. The companies big companies who deals with day-to-day data need to secure their data, and they want somebody who can seriously work on that. You can be a network administrator, you can be a network engineer, you can also be even what we call an ethical hacker.
Oh, okay.
Because those days, hacking in general was seen as in the bad light. But now, from time, we realize that no, we need to change our concept or mindset of that. And we brought in this concept called ethical hacking, whereby people learn the rudiments of hacking to protect their systems. So that if, as we said, the negative aspect of the networking, when people want to take advantage of the situation, and we have the good ones to protect the system. So there are quite a lot of courses out there that we can do from that.
Yeah. We'll be wrapping up soon with Mr. Hassan. This has been a Science Digest show. Before we go, he's an astute teacher in ICT. So I want you to give us a number. Maybe you have a school, you have a company, you need some services from him, an IT person, you can count on him. Your number again here.
Again, the number is 0242 041 499.
Okay.
That's 0242 041 499.
0242 041 499. All right. Thank you very much. So what will be your concluding words? Do you sing?
I don't.
You don't? Your voice is bass. Come on, impress the hymn. I know you're here. Come on, impress the hymn.
Sorry, I have a bad voice. Okay. I try sometimes, but it's no good.
Okay.
We are the bathroom singers.
Okay, then I won't worry you too much on the set today. Yeah, what will be your concluding words? You can give some shout outs first, and then you conclude.
Oh, shout outs to my family, my lovely twins.
Okay.
That's William and Amina.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and their backbone, George.
George.
I really love them so much, and the extended family as well. Especially my main motivator has been my mom, because my dad is no more.
Okay.
She has been a strong pillar behind me.
What's her name?
Madame Georgina.
Okay.
And my siblings as well. That's Kwamina, Richmond, and then Abigail. They've also been of tremendous support to me. And then everyone close to me, especially my friends. There's my Mobile 96 year group, especially the Battlesmith squad. We really had a lovely squad those times.
Wow.
I could mention a few.
Okay.
Adinote, ITV, Koda as usual, Yamusa, Rashid, and Stephen Saki, a whole lot of them. Some I've forgotten the name, but Ras and Meg and so on. They are all lovely people that I met those times. And once in a while we do keep in touch. We meet some on Facebook, sometimes through our communication. Even though we have our meetings that we attend to, so once in a while we do meet. And then to my own colleagues also in Presec, especially with my department members, we've come a long way to make the department what it is now. And I say kudos to them for the work that they put in, especially the support they gave me when I was the head of department, and it's been a good time with them, and I still keep on enjoying the same support from them.
Sure.
The head of the school has also been of great support to us. Anytime we need something, we will go to him. He's ever prepared to listen to us. And try.
That is the story, yeah.
That is what he does his best to support us in the little way that he can do. So we're all well and good. And we thank everybody who has made an impact in our life.
Sure. What will be your concluding statements?
What I will conclude with is that IT has come to stay. And for those who are having that challenge of embracing it, should rethink again, because there's no way that IT will go out of our life. It is something that is moving, and rather new things are really being added to it. So if we don't get hooked to it, we'll be left behind. Maybe in 10 or 5 to 10 years' time, there's a lot of amazing stuff that will be going on in the world. If you are not an IT inclined person, your life will be miserable. encourage all to be able to take that aspect of our life in terms of the IT seriously. Because every facet of our life that we have that aspect of it incorporated, so we need to really embrace it.
Sure, that's a nice one there. You heard it all from Mr. Ansar 2020 that ICT has come to stay. So join the ICT train before you are left off the hook. Alright, this show has been brought to you by EP Book Services, Brainwork Educational Consult, Professional Bread Makers, Aspra Drinking Water at Adenta Fafara, Advocate Healthcare at Lakeside Estate, and Meditate Physiotherapy at Tema Community 11, opposite the Tema Women's Hospital in the same building with Rabito Clinic. You can find EPP on the Legon Stretch, Madina Stretch, on the Legon City Mall, opposite the University of Ghana main entrance, just behind the Ghana Commercial Bank. And grab a book there from them. All their staff are there. You can get them online too at kasua.store, KASUWAH.store, and get all your books, any kind of book for any course, including ICT, of course. This has been your show host and your science journalist, Prof. Adam Nanaso, and Bidiako from Pon Jedidaya. And this is the Science Digest. The Science Digest show, I would like to give a shout out to Clinical Leadership and Management students of University of Ghana Business School, class of 2020, BGBS class 2020, and to the Dean of Business School, that is Prof. Bowley, and also to my family, my mom, my dad, Brother Sehu, St. James, Vidiako from Pon. I love you so much, and Gloria and everybody. This has been the Science Digest. So Science Digest show, we say, Alright, see you. Bye. I love Fashion 4.